What if learning English could be as simple as hearing a funny story? No memorizing rules. No boring exercises. Just you, your ears, and a good story told in real, everyday English. That's exactly what these videos are for. You'll enjoy the story, and without even noticing, your brain will pick up useful grammar, vocabulary, and sentence patterns. So if that sounds good to you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on notifications. We've got a brand new story for you every single day. Let's jump into today's story. Tyler had always dreamed of visiting Tokyo. Ever since he was a kid watching travel videos and flipping through photo books from his school library, the city had seemed like another world. Bright lights, quiet streets, vending machines that sold everything, and trains that arrived almost like magic. He wanted to see it all. When he finally arrived in Tokyo, it felt like stepping into the future. The streets were spotless. The air smelled like a mix of fresh rain and sweet bread. Even the subway stations looked cleaner than any place he had ever seen. After exploring temples, neighborhoods, and noodle shops for a few days, Tyler made plans to visit one of the tallest towers in the world, the Tokyo Skytree. Everyone had said the views were unforgettable, and he wanted to see the whole city from above. He woke up early, packed a small bag, and took a quiet train to the tower. The weather was slightly cloudy, but not enough to ruin the view. As he arrived, he was amazed by how tall the building looked from below. It reached so high into the sky that it almost seemed to disappear. He bought a ticket and rode the elevator up, feeling his ears pop slightly as they reached the first viewing floor. The elevator moved faster than he expected. It was quiet and smooth, like floating. When the doors opened, he stepped into a circular space filled with windows from floor to ceiling. The view was unreal. The whole city stretched out in every direction, tiny buildings, organized streets, tiny cars that looked like toys. Even the clouds seemed closer up there. Tyler slowly walked along the edge of the viewing area, stopping now and then to take photos and stare out in silence. He felt calm and amazed at the same time. There were a few other visitors around him, but it wasn't too crowded. Everything felt peaceful. After walking halfway around the circle, he reached an area where the floor was made of glass. Visitors could stand on it and look straight down to the streets far below. Some people hesitated before stepping onto it. Others jumped right on and took photos. Tyler smiled. He wasn't afraid of heights. He stepped onto the glass and looked down. It made his stomach twist a little, but in a good way, like being on a roller coaster. He crouched down to take a photo through the floor. Then it happened. As he stood up again, he shifted his weight slightly backward. His foot landed on a spot that had just been cleaned. He didn't see the small yellow sign off to the side that said the floor was wet. His shoe slid out from under him. His arms flew into the air as he lost balance. And in a matter of seconds, he was on the ground, flat on his back, staring up at the ceiling of the tallest tower in Tokyo. It didn't hurt much. His backpack had cushioned the fall. But the shock hit him first. And then, slowly, the embarrassment. A few people nearby turned to look. One or two even paused their conversations. He wasn't sure if anyone laughed, but it didn't really matter. In that moment, he felt like the entire tower had seen him slip. He sat up slowly, hoping no one would rush over or ask questions. Thankfully, they didn't. The security guard at the corner walked a few steps closer, probably just to check if he was okay. Tyler gave a small thumbs up without saying anything and carefully stood up again. His leg felt a little sore, but he was fine. He stepped off the glass floor and moved toward a bench nearby. As he sat there catching his breath, he couldn't help but laugh quietly to himself. It was such a perfect, ridiculous moment. Here he was, in one of the most organized and peaceful places he had ever visited, and somehow he managed to slip on a freshly cleaned floor. Of course it had to happen there. Not in the middle of a crowded street or a messy park, but in the quiet, shiny space at the top of the world. He took a deep breath and looked back out the window. The view hadn't changed. It was still incredible. After sitting for a few minutes, he stood up again and walked more carefully this time. He continued around the rest of the observation area, taking more photos, but now moving a little slower. Before leaving, he stopped at the gift shop. He bought a small model of the tower and a postcard with the glass floor printed on it. It felt like the perfect reminder. Back on the ground, as he exited the tower and stepped into the busy streets, everything seemed a little funnier, a little lighter. He had a story now, not just a memory of looking out from the Tokyo skytree, but a memory of slipping on it. Later that night, he wrote about it in his travel journal. He described the moment of slipping, the glass floor, the silent shock, and the way the guard didn't even say anything. He even drew a little sketch of the glass floor and the tiny yellow sign. He ended the entry with one sentence. Next time, watch where you're stepping, even when the view is amazing. And just like that, you learn natural English expressions, story flow, transitions, and useful vocabulary, without even realizing it. That's why stories work. You enjoy them, and your brain does the learning in the background. If you liked today's story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell so you never miss a new story. We're here with a new one every day to help you learn English the fun way. Now tell us in the comments, have you ever slipped or fallen in a public place? What happened, and what did you learn from it? We'd love to hear your story.